what's up, everybody? I'm Simone of Champions Corner. Beside me, I have GQ of Talk to Me Radio. We are two dope platforms here at LRM Network, combining for one show today. We got Khalil Mack in the building.
How you doing, man? Happy to be here. You know what I'm saying?
It's the Mac.
Yeah.
So we already had some dope convo behind the scenes, but let all of our viewers know where you from.
I'm from a small town called Cliffwood, New Jersey, but I've lived all over, from Newark, Cherry Hill, Philly. I lived in Minnesota, Ohio. I'm from everywhere, but I'm a Jersey kid. Yeah.
This accent you got going on.
Everybody be saying I sound country, but I don't be knowing where that's from. Maybe like it was that year I spent at Morehouse in Atlanta. I never really shook that, but I feel like I'm mad regular though. You know what I mean?
That's it.
Country accent with a Jersey swag. That's
Right,
a little bit of everything, man. I'm just
you moved around a lot. You feel me? What was your favorite spot? Like?
I say I hated Ohio. Let's just get that out the way. But honestly, I just love traveling. I think just there's something I can appreciate from every place that I lived in. Right. I could say like my love for like underground music, surprisingly enough, it came from like Minnesota. They had like a big underground scene, like, and I got to find out about like MF Doom, and that's who I really kind of honed in on, like just loving music. I always did from the womb, like, but that was where I finally like found myself within rap and just wanting to be like the best lyricist possible. Like it wasn't just about making like a hit song or everything like everybody. It was just like just doing it for the love. But Jersey, I can't go too long without being here, even though it's like a love-hate relationship. Like I hate everything about it when I'm here, but when I'm somewhere else, I feel like I hate it there. Like I just want to go home. So I think just having that hometown spirit. So I don't know. I love everywhere, man.
Yeah, right. Minnesota. That's like I don't know, it's a new one. Like I've heard people be all over the world, but what is the music scene like out there compared to being here in Jersey?
I would say, I think that's what separates me as an artist, was the fact that I lived in Minnesota for that long. I lived there for like a lot of like my primitive years. Like I lived there from like the time I was 12 to the time I was 16. And so like I said, it was the big underground scene. So I got to find out about like Murs. I got to find out about MF Doom. They have a label over there called Rhymesayers. And so if you ever heard of the rap band Atmosphere, Slug, they own this, and they had like this big festival every year where like they have Soundset, and like a lot of rappers come there, like Wiz Khalifa I saw perform, and Nipsey Hussle. I remember I found out about Kendrick Lamar, and these are before they become the household names that they are. So me finding out about a lot of like lyricists that are like have influenced me today from that scene. Even seeing Odd Future perform for the first time, like they had it was called Fifth Avenue. It was this big venue that they had there. A lot of artists would come. It was a cool scene, man. It was like a lot of it was very like East Coast influenced. Like it wasn't like your typical Detroit's or like your Chicago. It was still Midwest, you could tell, but as far as like lyricism, it was like you still seen people do graffiti and everything. Well, when it wasn't super cold, but like it used to be like -30. I never thought I would know what it would feel like to like have myself freeze from the inside out, but bro, it's possible. I'm telling you, it's possible.
Damn, I don't ever want to feel that.
Yeah, not at all. But it's a beautiful thing. Though. I'm happy that I got to experience that, because like even coming from, like I said, I come from a very small town where it's literally like a trap. So I think even the road that I headed down, I wouldn't have been able to go that and find myself if I had just been in Cliffwood my whole life, or been in East Orange or wherever I was living. I just kind of became like a more of an independent person, because by the time I was living in these places, even my older brothers and sisters, they were out of the house. So it was just me like in this new state, in this new environment. Like, yo, I don't know nobody. But you know, you just kind of learn to find yourself in that.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm. So all these different places you've been, do you use those experiences and incorporate them into your music?
Yeah, wholeheartedly. I don't want to rap about, like, that was why I'm glad I have like Fame and I have Fetty. They kind of mold me, but I never was concerned with like chasing a hit. I wasn't concerned with all of that. I was just, when I started rapping, it was because like I was a nerd. I got made fun of a lot. I was bullied. So music was a therapy for me. Okay. Music was a way I could just talk about anything that went on in my day. Whether I had to fight somebody, I'll talk about that. Or if I got an A, I would literally write a song about getting an A on the test that I studied hard for. So it was always easy for me to talk about my lifestyle. So I think that's what makes it my music relatable to not just the typical people that you think are rap fans. I think I can expand to a broader demographic because I'm no different from anybody.
Yeah, I'm
just like you. So yeah.
What is the end goal for you? Like, is it to get signed, or is it just for people to hear you out?
This is like my Kanye West album, but what Kanye West is to Chicago, what Drake is to Toronto, I want to be that to Jersey.
Nice.
A lot of, I come from Jersey, so a lot of it is centered around gangbanging. Everything is centered around drug selling, everything. That's all I seen growing up. But I just had enough of a mind. Maybe it was because of the places I've been and because I seen it there was more. I said I didn't want that for me. Like, that's not even me. Like, I'm funny as hell. So everybody kind of has this overall mean mug. And I was just like, yo, if I can use this music, if I can use this music to kind of make people happier and to reach people and just let them know that, like, you can be yourself, I'm sure whatever fans that I get, I can tap into that. But I'm not so focused on the chasing the hit. I'm not focused on those getting signed or everything. Even like with the untimely death of Nipsey, above the music, everything it was talking about self-empowerment. Mm-hmm. When you talk about Kanye West, people called him crazy for saying, I want ownership of my product. But now you see him now, $1.5 billion later, people know. So when I talk about these things amongst my peers, my dreams and everything sounds so crazy, but it's like, no, I know there's a possibility. And maybe the road that I'm taking may be less traveled and it may be longer. I've been like the underdog for my whole life, so I don't mind that. But it's like this. Do you want to save the world or be the one that says they saved it? Like, I don't care about how I look doing it. I actually want to just help people. So that's the music is just a platform because I just understand that it's bigger than me. So I had to dig really deep inside of myself to believe in myself to understand that. So my goal is just to use that to, if I can influence a kid to do that for themselves, my mission is accomplished.
Right.
So, meaning that you want your music to, open doors for you. Like, has it opened any doors for you yet? Has like your music given you opportunities that you thought you wouldn't have before? Yeah,
I think as far as the people I've met, the places I've been, and just being able to perform and everything, yes, it's opened doors, but I've also had a lot of doors shut in my face too, so I don't want to take away from that because I've had many like a lot more doors shut. It was like because of how I talk, because of how smiley I am, because of how I dress, maybe my jeans are a little too tight or whatever. Mm-hmm. Every time I even say like, yo, I'm a rapper, it's like you're a rapper. Even like I had like I'll Be Out, Free I'll Be Out. I remember he's a close friend of Fetty's. Me and him were just talking for like an hour one day in a hotel room, and he was like, a rapper? You more of like an Arsenio Hall, like a talk show host. And like it was like a funny little thing, but I understood where he was coming from. But I'm like, nah, Albie, I'm a rapper. But it's like for those who come from those type of environments, they have a mold of what a rapper is, right. And I don't fit that shit at all. Right. So
I tell different stories.
Yeah, because bro, and like it's very hard for a person to know that like there's like, even when you talk about Black Lives Matter, bro, there's more than one type of black life. So I came from the suburbs. I mean, yes, I've seen all of those things because we all had it hard coming up. But I got to see the suburbs. I got to see. I've been in a room full of millionaires, and I've sat in the projects, and I acted no different. I'm myself, no matter where I go. So I just want to convince people because, like, you see stories like 6ix9ine, and you see like, what if he had just been himself the whole time? Would he be in the situation that he's in? Like, nah, I don't want to do that, and I don't want to even influence kids to go down that road. Because even when the only thing that I think I didn't do right even in my younger years was trying to mold to fit like everybody else, and that's what caused me to do all the drugs and catch all the cases when I was young. But I had to take a step back and say, yo, that's not me. I have a gift, and I don't want to take advantage of it. Like, even to write the type of songs I write now, I put actual effort into it. But when I was talking about popping Zans and everything, I wasn't even writing. It came so easy. But when you actually have to take time and make it sound good, because bro, you hear Christian rap and you be like, yo, it's not that I don't believe in God. This shit just sucks. It's terrible. Yeah, like, and so I have a certain appreciation for those who didn't compromise their integrity. And one thing I found that they all have in common is that it was a slow grind, and that's Jay-Z included. You know what I'm saying? Reasonable Doubt didn't go platinum. What it sold like 25,000 units when it first came out, but it was that steadfast. So I'm not afraid to make myself look dumb. I'm not afraid to make mistakes on camera, but I am afraid of giving up. You know what I mean? That's the only distinguishing quality between me and any other person. When those doors shut, it just made me want to rap more. Now I have to say I'm the best. Now I have to say that I'm going to be a polarizing figure in this thing, because if not, people are just going to little bro you to death. And that's what's been happening my whole time. Little bro, like, nah, nigga, I'm better than everybody. I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest. And I say this with like one song and 1,000 followers. So when like 2 or 3 years down the line, this is really important, because I can look back at moments like this and be like, yo, I told you guys I'm going to do it, but I know it's bigger than me. I'm not doing it for just me. Yeah. It's like people want fame, but like I don't just want fame just to be famous, just to be in front of the camera doing a little two-step. It's like when you get this influence, what are you gonna say? Right. What are you gonna do? I can't be famous forever, bro. We gonna get old one day. We not gonna be the young fly niggas forever. So when that time comes for us to have that fall of grace or whatever they call it, I just want to say that I've impacted the culture in a positive way.
Right.
So
speaking of one song, you just dropped a single.
Yeah, man.
Rich Nigga Shit.
Rich Nigga Shit. Yeah.
So how did that song come about?
Yo, that was one of those songs. Funny enough, it's funny. I can tell the story now. That song is actually like 2 years old. Nice. I was going through a lot. Like I had just got kicked out of school. I was fighting a lot of cases. I was doing things I wasn't supposed to do. I was selling things I wasn't supposed to sell. But in that moment, I was really high in the studio, and I just said, yo,
really high in the studio.
I said, yo, when the beat came, I was like, rich nigga shit. But then I said, all right, how can I turn this into something positive? So instead of using my story to promote all the things that's wrong with our culture, let me say, like, I'm rich in spirit. So let me say, like, yes, I've blown my opportunities. Yes, I've done some bad things, but my story isn't finished. I still woke up this morning, so I won. So I'm rich in spirit. So when you hear somebody say rich nigga shit, well, I hope no white people say that, but but even if they do, I don't want people flashing money. That's why even when you seen the clip, the video, I didn't want it to depict the lifestyle that I didn't know about. I wanted it to show the bed on the floor, the weed, that was really my life at that point, and I wanted to depict that. So I wanted to make it so, you know, we're all not rich, and I'm not gonna be one of them rappers just calling everybody broke and calling their listeners broke. We hear that every day. Right. I want my listeners to feel rich even in the worst of situations, so they can know they can rise above that. And that's gonna be my message, and that's what I'm gonna hold on to.
Boy, that caught me in the song when I was listening to it. And nigga said, I was broke sitting in the mansion. I'm like, damn.
Right.
I really was.
Definitely did that before.
Right.
Nah, but that's like my dad. My dad was a street guy. Like, he got a lot of money. You know, I mean, people in Newark know who my dad is. Like Keith Mack. That's who I'm named after. And then my stepmom. Oh, phone. Yeah, Fame downstairs, I guess. But what was I saying? So I mean, I got to see a lot of things in life, but I always try to tell people who say like, oh, I'm from the project, I got it better. I'm like, no, we're no different. Like, when I'm broke sitting in the mansion, bro, that's their money they were spending. I was still broke. I was still trying to figure out my way. I was still trying to do so. Everything that you're going through in your trap house, your apartment building, your Section 8, whatever it is, or even if it's just a regular little house in Woodbridge, New Jersey, we're no different. So no matter if you're in a big house and everything, that's just to impress other people. That's not really, you know what I mean? Like, your economic standing as a person, like, it has nothing to do with how you live, because folks are still struggling to pay the rent, but it's just a $1,400 rent versus you know, whatever type of, yeah, so folks are still struggling, you know, so the struggle doesn't stop, the grind doesn't stop, no matter how you get. Like,
somebody put $1 million in your lap right now, what y'all doing with it?
What I'm gonna do with it?
The first 10 minutes of getting that $1 million.
I ain't doing nothing the first 10 minutes. I'm still in awe. Like, I always said I was gonna buy that S550 like I wanted to, but I've been listening to a lot of people talking about, like, you know, your economic standing and everything. So I'll probably want to, like, just go invest in, like, get like my Series 3 license or my Series 7, so that I can start learning about the stocks and trade and really trying to find, like, ways to get money outside of music, because you know, you just gonna run through it, bro. You spend $1, it ain't even $1 million no more. I'm trying to multiply, not trying to divide it. You know what I'm saying? You know.
Calling my mom.
Calling my mama.
$1 million.
I ain't calling nobody.
Calling my mama. Hey, yo, mom,
I'm still broke.
On, we out. Where we going? It don't even matter. We out. Like,
once I find out, like, you know, you just gonna keep spending, bro. I've seen people run through 50,000. I'm sure they could run through $1 million. Yo, buyyouronisland.com is a real thing, bro. If you want to spend $1 million right now, you can. But I respect the person that keeps the hustle going. You know, I respect that person. So I always looked up to those type of people.
That's what scares me about our generation. Like the fact that we could run through money so quick. Like we don't even think about the investments that we could make or the shit we can possibly do.
Oh, brother. I swear, if I leave the house, $100 is not coming back with me. Somehow, some way, I ain't even do nothing. I don't know how it happened. So I just don't be leaving the house, or I just take that time to go to work or get some extra hours or something like that.
Like you'll go on Instagram and start looking at the Lil Pumps and all those artists. They just straight blowing that shit. Like, and I just be like, damn.
Yeah, folks.
They young too.
Yes.
Like back in the day, when artists was 17, 18, they wasn't getting $1 million up front. You feel me? And like, yo, here go like $5,000. I mean, we'll holler at you when your record drop, tell you what happened. It's like now, it's like you can sign $1 million deal. They give you $500,000 up front. Go ahead, do what you do, bro. Like what?
Because they know we not gonna take that shit and do what we're supposed to do with it.
I'm gonna spend it. My record's not gonna sell. You feel me? And now I owe y'all money.
Yeah,
facts.
I feel like it's gonna be harder for people who do have that rich mindset. Like, yo, $1 million is just as good as $1 if you have a broken mindset. So, you know, for those who are trying to look to invest it and everything, I don't think the corporations are going to be quick to give a black man that money, because it's like, oh shoot, he's actually smart. So they know who they're giving it to, because you're going to put it right back in their pocket because you still owe it. It's like, you know, like when you get $1 million contract, it's not like $1 million is getting thrown in your pocket. It's like it's like an architect getting $1 million contract to build this building. Now, if he done spent it on clothes or cars, whatever rapper spent it on, but you still owe that money back to that company that sponsored you. So it's like,
and you still got to build my building. Like,
right. You know what I'm saying? You still got a job to do here. So I just want to take my craft serious. I don't ever want to treat a record deal or any type of opportunity as something to say that I made it. Now I'm flashing money. Like, nah, what are we gonna do here? There's a reason that I got this. There's a responsibility that I still have to stay true to. Yeah. You know?
So I see you haven't canceled Kanye yet.
Hell no. Hell no. And you know, we get into, my friends get into arguments all the time, but I'm with it. I'm with Kanye because I don't never get mad at the person who's trying to do something positive, and you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna have people who disagree with you. But he always did. So when folks was disagreeing with Kanye, I remember arguing. It's like, he should have just stuck with Nike. He ain't gonna do nothing. I remember when they said he couldn't rap, he couldn't do all of these things 10 years ago. But imagine if he just listened to those people. So I get to a point where I'm like, yo, even if I don't understand it, I do trust that you make things happen when your back is against the wall. So I'm not going, if you on your gospel thing, bro, I'm Muslim, but at the same time, I really do like the album. And, you know, if it's anybody who can make an album, a gospel album, bro, he started out with Jesus Walks. And there's nothing wrong with a man losing his path with the cars, the clothes, the money and everything, and then looking at everything and looking at the world really hating you. There's not one person that I could go to that doesn't have an opinion about Kanye. You know what I'm saying? And I look at that probably as a lot of pressure. I don't take that away from him. And he's still trying to stay true to his purpose and stay true to having some type of morality within this game that, you know, it's hard, man.
So, like Kanye, yo, as much as everybody say he an asshole, I think he a real humble person.
Yeah, I was about to say, bro. And even now, I'm watching the interviews. He seems more lucid than he's ever been. He's kind of un-assholing himself. It's like he seems pretty nice. He seems pretty open to, you know. I respect it. I don't agree with every little thing that he says.
But you don't even have to.
But his overall message, bro, a person trying to be positive, and listen, man, if you want to do church or whatever, if that's what floats your boat, bro, go ahead.
Preach, brother, preach.
Yeah, just go ahead, because you know what, you know, I would rather hear somebody at least try to say that, because I listen to a lot of my favorite rappers and I love them, but I be feeling terrible. Like, you done fuck my bitch, you done called me broke 1,000,000 times, bro. I feel terrible by the end of my little gym run. So somebody trying to uplift you, all right, I could take it. I'll take that.
So what do you guys think about the comment where, I haven't did my research on this comment, but that there is no black culture?
What you mean? I didn't.
By Kanye.
Yeah,
like, my co-host, right, folks? He ran through our group chat. I was like, wait, Kanye said there is no black culture. And
that's one of the things.
I don't think said that.
It all depends on how you look at it. If you think about it, he kind of right. Everything we do and everything we got from somewhere else.
Yeah.
Even though we put our own little twist on it, everything comes from, like, you feel me? Every idea that we have that we claim is ours comes from.
Stem from somewhere else.
But yo, this is the same man that also said in an interview 15 years ago. I remember he said it. He was like, I hate when rappers talk about somebody biting me. He's like, yo, the whole essence of hip hop is biting somebody. What is a sample? Right. You know, what is a sample? So if he's saying it along those lines, I think he's still staying true to what he's saying. He just has a terrible delivery, like Kanye always does. But I think
his delivery has definitely gotten better.
Definitely
gotten better.
Yeah, definitely. But
and what I like about him is that he's never like retracted on anything that he said.
He stood on it.
Still saying the same shit I was saying years ago. I'm gonna just break it down for y'all a little bit different.
Yeah, you just changed the wording up, which I didn't agree with me before.
Yeah.
Let me say it again in case you ain't hear me.
No, he said something in an interview that, you know, I even took into my artistry, and he was just like, make a point, simplify, and then repeat. You know, and I looked at the college dropout. I look at the actual content of what he's saying. Even that little snippet at the end of My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, who will survive in America right after Lost in the World. What Gil Scott-Heron is saying is exactly what he's talking about now, as far as there being no freedom within democracy. And so when you see him going to the right wing and really supporting Trump and everything, it makes sense. You know what I mean? Because, bro, like, I get, you know, like, everybody was supposed to be Democrat and everything, but I feel like our ancestors didn't fight for us to just vote one way. Our ancestors fought for our choice. You know what I'm saying? So whether I agree or I disagree, but I'm never going to tell another black man that he shouldn't have a choice.
Right.
I'm never going to do that. I believe in liberation. I believe in freedom. I believe in pushing the envelope, because obviously if you look at all of these, like even looking at Jersey, it's nothing but colleges and prisons and everything. So you have to look at all of these ghettos. You have to look at everything and say, do we really have the answers? Maybe we should try another way. Maybe. And if we're wrong, shoot, we right back to where we started at. But you can't get mad at somebody for saying, yo, there's even Malcolm X spoke out against democracy at one point. So you have to look at all of those things. So I think there's a glass ceiling that social activism has, where, you know, like we seen it with Malcolm X. We seen it with Martin Luther King's "I Had a Dream" speech. But like, that nobody's talking about what he said before he died. He didn't get shot for the "I Had a Dream" speech.
Sure didn't.
Bro, he was trying to unionize sanitation workers. So that's why he was in where was he, in Mississippi, Alabama? Where was he? Yeah, something like that. One of them country ass places. But that was why he was there. And so when you start reading about these things, it's cool, but I also read, like, you know, about like the autobiography of Che Guevara. Like, I read about, so I understand, like, you know, there is a certain benefits to having, like, I just came from Cuba, so there's certain benefits to a socialistic economy. There are certain benefits. There's no real competitive workforce. Everybody kind of has a position, so they don't have to assume one. But this is America, man. Shoot, you gotta. It's a rat race, man.
I think Kanye like Trump, because Trump honest.
Yeah.
So I mean, all the rest of these things be lying their ass off, saying, "Yeah, we're gonna give everybody $1,000 if you just do this." Trump like, "I ain't giving you shit, bro. What the fuck you supposed to do?
We will nuke you, though.
You feel me? Do what you're supposed to do. Get out my face."
Trump, yeah, bro. And like, I truly believe, like, I don't think a person that's running this country, he's not supposed to be that likable, because this country is in a very terrible state. You know what I mean? Even thinking about the boss that you work for, he probably doesn't want to even appear likable, because you don't even want to rub him the wrong way to feel like you can influence his decisions either way. So if a person has too many answers, has too many solutions, like, how are you going to get that done in 4 years, brother? How are you going to, like, I don't like person making false promises. And it's the same thing. It's just like, what's more racist? A person, like, calling you a nigger to your face, but still giving you the freedom to do whatever you want, or a person acting like they love black people but gonna slap a 250-page contract in front of you, and when you sign it, you really just signed your life away. And in the back they laughing, counting up their millions, stupid nigga.
Yep.
You know, so it's, you know, it's really a thing of just picking your poison.
Facts.
So when we speak on Jersey, what do you think that we as Jersey can do as a whole to kind of change the dynamic of where we
get y'all going? Bars up, y'all suck. Nah, I'm playing.
He was there too.
Nah, low key, but nah. I think really stop being so motivated. I know we broke. I get it, bro. The economy ain't great, but I think if there's one thing I want to restore within this music thing, it's just the love for music. Just not the love for the hit, not the love for the chain, not the love for the designers. I get it, bro. I love designing clothes too, bro. Like, but bro, what really matters, bro, you have all of these things and you're not reaching the listener because everything sounds the same. Everything is a very copy and paste game that we're playing. I spent 2 years interning in the Purple Penthouse. That's where I met Fame. That's where I met everybody. But aside from my friends and everything, the clients that would come there, I felt like I would hear the same song over and over and over and over again. Next session, you hear the same song over and over and over again. And I just made a promise to myself that I don't want to rap like that. I don't want to do, even if I got to rap fast or I got to rap slow, I want to have I don't want people to expect anything when they hear Khalil Mack's music. I just want people to have an open mind. And if I can do that, then the possibilities are endless. Yeah. Because I've done my job. Because me opening your mind to listen to me, that means you definitely have an open mind with what you want to do with your music. So that's the type of inspiration I want to provide for everybody. And
you
plus,
do that, GQ?
You know what I'm saying? And plus, I was an intern, man. I was just sitting here trying to soak up the game. So let people do their thing, because there are like some artists that, you know, they attracted me. Like, you know, me and Fame ain't know each other before the music thing, but his music was actually fire. Regardless of me knowing him or not, when I listen to his music, I say, oh my goodness, oh, he knows how to put the song together. Oh, I see those sounds. A greatness is going to recognize greatness, just how a lion is going to recognize a lion in the jungle, you know. So, you know, I see certain people splurge. He had a certain thing with fashion and everything that I related to. Yeah, it was hype. It was just like, and you know what I'm saying? There was a certain part of me that related to it. But what I will say is, I always keep up with whether I like the music or not. I do understand that even if I don't like it, there's a reason why people like it. So I still take inspiration from it, and I add it to, like, I may not take what you're doing, but whatever people like about you, I take that and I add that to my own arsenal of things that I can do with music. Right. So I will listen through them whack ass mixtape. I'll listen through it because somebody like it, and I'm really trying to figure it out. So, but you know who what scene I've really been feeling a lot lately, bro? I really love Detroit rap scene right now. Everybody in it, Baby Smooth, Drago, Bino, Sada Baby, all of them. Like, I wish like Jersey could come together and just have that creativity like that, and have that sound and have that bounce just like that. Or just have something of our own where when you hear it, like, that's the thing. When you hear a West Coast artist, you kind of hear it. You know what I mean? You kind of like, you don't have to. Bro, I hear this, and I may be hearing Chicago drill rap. I may be hearing Atlanta. I don't hear something and be like, oh yeah, that nigga from Jersey. I know he from Jersey. I don't know nobody except Star. All-Star the Great. I'll say All-Star the Great. He has a project where I feel like he's painting a picture of Newark that I think is pretty cool. But there's a few artists that I rock with, but for the most part, bro, I'm the one. I'm the one. Yeah, but I don't hate on nobody though. I think everybody should get their money, but there has to be a balance. Just like in I love what females have done with rap music, because like, I don't know, like for every city girl, there's a Rhapsody. For every, you know what I'm saying, for every Megan Thee Stallion, there's a Rico Nasty. There's a Cuban dog. No matter what you're looking for, there's a female for you. I can give it to bro, you. All these niggas look the same, dress the same, act the same. And it's just like, yo, why is your ego so big and you still broke? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, question of the year. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously. I didn't think, you know what I mean? So, but I am happy for the people who just recognize what I'm doing. And so that's why I also have to check myself. I wanted to make sure, like, this message that it took time to get to the point where I say I want to say something. Just how when like K-Dot changed his name to Kendrick, he's like I rap really good. For the past 2 years, I was making songs about suicide. I was making songs about everything, and then it just dawned on me. I was like, I don't want to, even though the songs are beautiful and they're really cool compositions, I don't think I'm getting the right message across. So I had to take time to rewind and R.I.P. my boy Cows, man. R.I.P. Cows, bro. We spent a year in the studio really just... I never had a producer really just that I clicked with on a personal level. We would really just be chilling in Fame House every day, and then when we got in the studio, it was really more than just my producer. That was like my friend that died. Like, but he used to, the way he would compose everything, it would force me to bring out the best of my abilities. And so having that type of influence, when he died, I just took that time and I looked at all of our references. I looked at everything. I rewrote a lot of songs. I did a lot of things because I said, I wanna look at myself in the best light, but I don't want to put all of this great work to shame by, you know, destroying it with a message that really isn't even me. So, yeah, I'm really excited for everything that's coming because I'm coming. I'm coming.
So what can we expect as listeners from Khalil Mack?
You're gonna expect a lot of bars. I know how to make a song. I know how to make a hell of a song. But I got a tape coming very soon. It's called The Irresistible Tape. You know what I'm saying? So
the voice is killing me.
The Irresistible.
You know what I'm saying? So,
make it sound like it's about to be an R&B tape and shit.
I be singing too. I swear to God, I be singing. I really be singing my little heart out, bro. These girls really done rip me apart.
So I'm about to make a
Brianna. Nah, but seriously, like I said, I can't tell you what it's like to pop. Well, I mean, I guess I could tell you. I mean, I be going to the strip club every once in a while, but like, you know, I can't tell you what it's like to have bottle wars. I can't tell you what it's like to throw money everywhere. But yo, even when you talk about somebody, I know what it's like to have somebody smashing on my girl, and ain't nothing I could do about it. I know what it's like to get friend zoned. I know what it's like to do all of those things. So I want to create a space for even those kids that go through that is on the polar opposite side of what these rappers rap about, who are the victims of this type of behavior. There's space for you to feel like you that nigga too. There's space for you to feel like you can have confidence within yourself too, bro. Like, don't let nobody tell you that you're less than who you are. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the Irresistible
Just because somebody else fucking your bitch don't mean you ain't that nigga.
Go fuck somebody else, bitch.
You feel me?
You can. I believe in you. Go ahead and do it.
It's 6 females for every one nigga in America.
And like, bro, like that shit is a facade, bro. Like, you look at social media and you may feel like your life sucks, and then you really meet these people that made you feel like your life sucks, and you realize, yo, I'm doing a whole lot better than them. How you don't got no money? So I'm just here to try to bring the real back. You know what I mean? I know that sounds so cliche, but
I feel like music is definitely coming back around to real artists. Like the artists that, like you said, are just copy and paste and sound the same. They're starting to fall off. Yep. You know, they're not as big anymore.
It was inevitable, bro. That type of stuff ain't gonna last. You know, the time we spent putting the layers and the sounds and everything together, bro, this thing take time, man. Facts. You can't just make a song 20, 30 minutes. Yeah, you may be able to make a plethora of them, but you're not gonna catch, like, there's no replay value to that. Right. Bro, I really I love lyricism. So when I hear, like, one of my favorite rappers, Scarface, when he really tells stories and breaks it down, there's a beautiful darkness to it that makes me just want to keep replaying, like, how'd you do that? You know, when you think about a person's vocal inflections, bro, you could tell somebody's passion. Bro, like, Kendrick Lamar is 5'4", bro, but he sound like a giant behind that mic. That captures you, bro. He almost like a preacher or something. So I want to give that to the listener, where it's just like, yo, who is this kid? Because every time I went on stage, every time they told me I couldn't do it, bro, I told you I'm the best rapper. I spent so many nights just penning everything down, just writing everything. Like, you know what I mean? I wanted to, if a person rap fast, I want to learn how to rap like that. If a person rap slow, I want to learn how to do, I want what you got. Because everybody keeps shutting these doors in my face and telling me I can't. That's the reason why I'm gonna be the best.
Right, I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna make it better. You feel me?
Yeah, bro. And it's not to. And like I said, I had a conversation with my friend when I was talking about the Irresistible shit. It really came from me just saying that amidst that breakup I was telling you about. It was rough. So I said, man, forget that. And this was when I was still like 275 pounds, bro. I'm down. But I was like, I'm irresistible. I'm irresistible. And it was me talking with Splurge and everything and being around him, bro. You kind of get that energy. And so I take a lot of it. Like, you know, like I said, I have an innovative mind, but I have a revolutionary spirit. So I combine those two things, and I make sure that I exemplify that on every single song, whether it's talking about something as silly as the friend zone or talking about, you know, my economic standing. I still want to make sure I mean every word that I say. You know what I mean? That's going to be the difference. So
we need more music like that, bro. Yes. Like you said, we need more music that motherfuckers could feel. Right now, it's just got everything that every motherfucker's putting out is just like, I just gotta go to the club to listen to this. And
even if you making club records and everything, that doesn't negate you from having that responsibility. Even if you're vibing out, you still have to say something within that song to make people think. You know what I mean? Even if they're not listening, for that time when they are listening in their car, they're like, oh, yo, he's saying something. That's the artist I respect that can incorporate it without, like, even Jay-Z. He has an ability to say something that sounds so simple, but then you play it back, it means something else. And then you play it the third time, it means something else. Mm-hmm. That means you have to have a certain type of thought process, man. Man, kids got to educate themselves, man.
That's what it is. It's the educating behind the scenes.
That's why I said, bro, like, it's a responsibility to go back to school for me, because I want to show, like, kids that, like, yo, you don't have to have this grow up in the ghetto, drop out of school, sell drugs story to be a rapper. Like, nah.
Right.
Like, nah, I'm a upstanding black man. I'm a college graduate. I want to be that, because I got nephews and nieces. I don't got kids yet, but even when I do have a family, I want my story to be something that they could look up to, because, like, I looked up to a lot of people who did the street thing because that was who I grew up around. But when I tried doing it, because that was what I saw, and that's what, oh, yo, he got money, so this is how I get money. But it didn't work out for me. But if somebody's gonna follow my story, I have that responsibility to say, all right, you want to be a rapper? All right, cool, but you're gonna have to go to college. You're gonna have to do all of these things. Right. This is because these are the steps that I took. I don't give a fuck about what such and such did. They broke. listen to me. But I have to have something there for them to listen to. So every day I'm just trying to work harder to make myself a better person, because I'm on this journey with all the listeners. Whoever's listening now, like, I'm no different than you. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm above you, but I say I'm the greatest because I want you to feel the same way about yourself. When you listen to my music, I want to make you feel like you're looking in the mirror, like see a piece of me in you. You know what I'm saying? So, or see a piece of yourself in me. So that's it. I'm a regular guy, man.
Give you that world's greatest feeling.
Yeah, I make human music. I don't make trap music. I don't make everything. I make music for people to listen to for their everyday living. You know what I'm saying?
That G quality music, baby.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Khalil Mack for coming on Champions Corner and Talk to Me Radio today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity, guys, for real. Definitely. I appreciate you.
It's the Mac. Anytime somebody bring his name up now, it's the Mac. Yeah, it's my boy.
You gotta take it around with it.
Yeah, it's the Mac.
Nah, you can't.
That's your little thing. All right, no, I don't want no smoke with you, partner.
I definitely do a voiceover with tape for you. Feel me? Do an ad lib on a tape for you like that?
Oh yeah, nah, you got that, man. Come up to the penthouse.
Let me jump on the intro real quick.
Yeah, man. Shout out, and shout out to everybody. I talked about myself a lot, but shout out to, like, everybody that's helped me so far. Like, I want to say, like, thank you to Chase Fetty, like Fane Gillette, like Splurge. A lot of these people, like, have helped mold this person that you're talking to today. So I'm not gonna ever, like, go without giving them that credit, because, like, even the stuff with, like, the marketing and things that we have a lot coming, I could have never thought of that, but they invested their ideas and their energy into me. So yeah, we got shit. Wait till you see what's coming with this Irresistible. I ain't even gonna say it, bro, but you smell me though. You know what I'm saying? So everything is gonna be really fun, bro. I'm just looking to have as much fun as I can while making money. You know
that's why you're so excited. You make me excited, right? Let's get it.
Yeah, so thank you guys, and thank everybody, because, bro, you know, everybody who's, like, shutting the doors in my face and all that type of stuff, I ain't even tripping, no, because I'm coming. You know what I'm saying?
Come back to bodybuilding.
The best, dude.
The best.
You want to shout out your social media?
The camera wasn't on.
Oh, yeah. Everything on Twitter at Khalil Mack LBD. On Instagram, it's the same thing at Khalil Mack LBD. I'm going to be dropping, like, a lot of freestyle videos, a lot more content. I promise, bro, like, the wait is over. I was, like, going all it, but, like, I have it ready for you guys. So thank you guys for, like, everybody that bear with me, bro. Like, you guys are my friends. You aren't my fans or anything. I'm, like, no different from you. So thank you guys. I'm forever indebted.
It's lit. I'm Kayy Simone, the real K on Instagram, double Y's, Champions Corner NJ. Follow us.
It's your boy GQ. You know what's happening. We get it cracking. Talk to me.
We are out.